One of my favorite parts of minimalism is clearing all the clutter out of our lives so that we can make room for the important people, things, and activities in our life. Many people are absolutely overwhelmed by the number of possessions they have, and so naturally the first step in minimalism is to get rid of the clutter that surrounds us. Now, I've been a minimalist for 10 years, and over that time, I've gained an extra appreciation for the items that I do have, especially those that bring an immense amount of value to my life. Today, I'd like to share some of those items with you. Now, the 8 things I'm going to share today are things that have brought me personally a lot of value, but that doesn't necessarily mean they will bring you value. Also, if these items get to a point where they no longer give me the value I want from them, then I will feel free to get rid of them. These items don't particularly make me happy, but they do help me enjoy my life quite a bit more. Number 1 is my water bottle. And I know this sounds kind of silly, but hear me out. I do not drink out of glasses. I only drink out of water bottles, and this goes with me everywhere I go, every hour of every day. This is with me. And because of this, I am relatively particular about what my water bottle is like. There's a certain list of criteria a water bottle must meet. It must be metal. It must fit in a cup holder. It must have a large opening on the top to make it easy to clean. It must have a fully sealable top that locks and also is easy to clean. Bonus points if it has a spot to clip onto a backpack with a carabiner. And this one checks all of those boxes. I've had this particular one for well over a year. I've used it every hour of every day when it's not being washed, and I really enjoy it. Number 2 is a good mattress. Up until early this year, I had always just slept on hand-me-down mattresses, and it was time to replace the old saggy one that I had. During our research, we found a website called Nap Lab. This is an independent company that tests and rates mattresses based on actual criteria. They don't take sponsorships, and so they're one of the few independent sources out there. We actually reached out to the founder, Derek, and he was super helpful, got back to us right away and gave us some recommendations. Now, if you're in the market for a mattress, I would definitely recommend checking out Nap Lab. This isn't sponsored, by the way. This was just genuinely helpful. We ended up spending about $1,500 on a mattress from a company called Winkbed, and it has changed how we both sleep. Number 3, AirPods Pro. This one is pretty simple. They integrate very easily, have great noise cancellation, and the battery life is long enough to be very usable. I've always had trouble with bud type headphones that actually fit in your ears, and this is the first pair I've ever had that actually work for me. I've had my Kurt ones for at least 3 years, and then I had the original AirPods for years until they literally wouldn't hold a charge anymore. Now I keep these in my pockets almost all of the time. They're a great way to drown out the world if I just need a minute. They're also a great way to protect your ears in loud environments with the 20 decibels of active noise cancellation. I think these single-handedly helped me stay sane when we took our trip to Italy in September. Being able to drown out the noise on public transportation and in other unfamiliar environments and just turn on some calming music was a lifesaver, or at least a sanity saver. Number 4 is a Theragun. This is another thing that has totally improved how I function every day. As I've gotten a little older, as we've all experienced, things tend to get a little stiffer, a little more sore, and it was getting to the point at the gym where I had to warm up for 30 minutes before I could do a leg day, before I was actually loose enough and felt good. Now, I'd used massage guns before, they'd all been knockoffs, and they were fine. But then the gym got an actual Theragun brand, and I started using it, and it cut my warm-up time at least in half, if not more. And so it actually saved me time, made me feel better, and allowed me to actually get in the workout that I wanted to get in. And so I went out of my way and bought my own. Also, when I bought it, I had it shipped to my parents' house because we were out of town, and they used it and bought one immediately. And then they showed it to my aunt and uncle and they bought one immediately. And so it's definitely not just me. Number 5 is actually the microphone I'm using to record this video. This is the Sennheiser MKH50. Audio is so important for video. I would actually say it's more than half of the experience, because someone will sit and watch something that has bad video, but they won't watch something with bad audio. And so as someone who's worked in professional production for the last 6 years, this is something that has absolutely changed the game for me. This particular microphone is meant for indoor dialogue, like what we're doing right now, or interviews or that kind of thing. And it is just so good. And it sounds really nice with my voice in particular. So this is something I am in awe of. Every time I open the case, I just get so excited to use it. This is obviously one of those things that probably doesn't apply to your life, but for me, this is a total game changer. I love it. Number 6, Lululemon ABC Pants. I'm a cheap guy and brands usually don't matter to me. And then I made the mistake of going into a Lululemon store and trying on these pants. And I quickly realized what all of the hype was about. But I wasn't going to spend $128 on pants, so I went home, I hopped on eBay, and I got the pair for $40. They have been my favorite pair of pants since, and I totally understand the hype. Number 7, a quality vacuum. Listen, I know I'm approaching 30 when this is the kind of thing that gets me excited. I grew up with budget vacuums, used vacuums, knockoff vacuums, and they worked just fine for what their purpose was. But there is something about a slightly more expensive vacuum. We got this one as a wedding gift from my grandma. Thanks, Grandma. And I use it at least 2 times a week to vacuum the house. This one's made by Shark, and it's kind of just a middle of the range option. It's just so fun. I love vacuuming. It brings me so much joy, and I feel so much better once the house is vacuumed and clean. This one's been going strong for the last 4 years, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. Number 8 is an actually warm winter jacket. I think something that people in warmer climates don't quite understand is actually how cold it gets here. As we say up here, it's not really the temp, it's more about the wind chill. So I took part of my bonus from work last year, and instead of investing it like I usually do, I went to the store in search of the warmest jacket I could find that actually fit my lifestyle. Carhartt has a rating scale from 1 to 4, 4 being the warmest. This is a 4. And boy, it's amazing. Even if it's like -6 degrees outside with -35 wind chills, my torso is still warm and cozy, and I can't feel the wind through it. For whatever reason, I had never done something like this before, and this has been absolutely game-changing for the 4 to 5 months out of the year where I have to wear a heavy winter coat. So there it is. Those are my 8 favorite things right now. In the past, I've had different favorite things, and in the future, I will have different favorite things. One thing, of course, I've noticed is that none of these things actually make me happy. They just enhance the quality of my life. I'd love to know down in the comments what some of your favorite things are. Looking forward to reading those, and we'll see you next week.